Do you remember the Kids in the Hall movie, Brain Candy? Because I definitely remember.
Guess what? I'm gay.
Yay!
Growing up in Canada, I was a big fan of the Kids in the Hall. So of course, when it was announced that the kids were getting their own film, I was elated. Sadly, the film was a lukewarm version of the Kids in the Hall, but it does have its charm.
Look, this is just an informal chat. We were wondering what you were working on in your lab.
Well, I've invented a pill that gives worms to ex-girlfriends.
Right, and what's positive about that?
Well, it's a pill that gives worms to ex-girlfriends.
The film centers around a group of scientists who discover a powerful new antidepressant, but the drug is rushed into production too quickly, and users start experiencing massive side effects, notably slipping into coma-like states of being stuck in their happiest memory. Watching the on-screen struggle of quote-unquote big pharma got me thinking, how long does it take before a drug can safely be sold on the market? And how does the FDA even approve drugs in the first place? Let me do some research and find out. Hey, thanks for watching Nostalgia, where we explore and find the answers to common questions through the lens of classic pop culture. Make sure to hit that subscribe button and let us know what questions you want us to explore next. Okay, so here's what I found out. The FDA, which stands for America's Food and Drug Administration, has an annual budget of more than $3 billion and oversees the safety of all food and drugs sold in the US. Before a new drug can be prescribed and sold, it's tested in phases. The first phase, which can take years, involves testing on animals. If no adverse effects are detected, it can then be administered to a small group of human volunteers, followed by a larger group of humans.
Open.
No. It's been 2 weeks, and I don't feel any different. All I've done is gain 8 pounds. Now, what's in this?
Oh, a little of this and a little of that. Open.
Sugar, isn't it? I'm in the placebo group.
Well, loose lips sink ships. Open.
Throughout those tests, a pharmaceutical company must show that its new drug is not only harmless, but also has advantages over other medications on the market, whether it be more effective or cheaper to produce. After years of successful internal tests, a company can then submit its findings to the FDA to apply for approval, which isn't cheap. In 2020, that fee was nearly $3 million US. And that's on top of the years of testing that's already been done. And since it's so expensive to produce a new drug, pharma companies are financially motivated to chase patents that will make them money rather than fight less common diseases whose cures wouldn't be as lucrative. Just like in the movie.
Is it ready?
Well,
Well, look, if it's not ready,
Well, it's not that it isn't ready, sir. It's just that we have so much more testing to do.
Dr. Cooper, is it ready or not?
Now that may sound cynical, but luckily the FDA has mechanisms in place so that they don't always chase the almighty dollar. For instance, the Orphan Drug Act was created to give pharmaceutical companies an incentive to invest in cures for rare diseases. And they also allow something called compassionate use exceptions for patients with life-threatening illnesses to legally take drugs that haven't quite passed all of its trials. And when a worldwide pandemic happens, COVID-19 cough cough, the FDA may also fast-track approvals for the sake of saving lives. So before a new drug can be sold in the US, legally that is, it requires a rigorous and lengthy approval process that can easily take a decade or more, and cost millions of dollars. While this may seem to stand in the way of progress, or to favor the interests of massive pharmaceutical companies, it's important to remember that it's all for our safety. That way, we don't wind up with brain candy.